Hello everybody, today I will be talking about Kim Matovina and her dance to Maya Angelou's I Am Human. Kim Matovina is a dancer based in Orlando, Florida, and is known for her involvement with the Red Right Return studio. She states that Red Right Return has a meaning and it is symbolic of the red light that leads you home when you're basically out on a boat. Leading, or that feeling of being at home, is synonymous with the intended feeling of the studio. Kim wants you to feel at home in the studio and to allow the utmost amount of self-expression despite your personal background in dance. Kim did not come up with Red Right Return, but she wanted to keep the name to pay homage to the friend that actually gave her the opportunity to overtake this program. COVID-19, the pandemic that is still currently shaking the world right now, especially mine, played a huge role in the creation of her dance video that we saw in class. In this video, there are several dancers dancing interpretively and lyrically to Maya Angelou's I Am Human. In this spoken word poem, it describes a revelation that Angelou had about realizing how everyone in this world is human despite our differences. Like, we all come from the same creator. There's a unity in that despite the many differences and separations that we all have among all of the people on earth and the human race. In all of the series of vlogs that I have done, there's been a certain context that is really, really important to the stories of many of these speakers, that being the political climate of today. Matovina made this video to basically be able to be present in the protests that were happening because of George Floyd's death and the whole situation that was going on around March this year. She had actually contracted the coronavirus, therefore she had to quarantine, and so she was not able to go to the protest and support her friends and those around her that really needed help during this time. To busy herself during this time, she basically used the medium that she was most familiar with, which is dance, and she created a beautiful political statement with this. In this video, there was a very diverse set of people, all with varying levels of dance experience. I'm also assuming that there were opposing political views, opposing interests, and obviously very many different dance styles as well. Matovina put together many different parts of each person's dance, and usually the motions kind of paralleled with the words that Maya Angelou was speaking. Here are some examples of that. Maya Angelou says,
"Standing to think that the it, which made fleas and mountains and rivers and stars, made me."
And in that part of the video, there is a male dancer, and his motions really just go along with it, in my opinion, because he starts off small when he talks about fleas and gets progressively bigger to mountains, then does a jump up towards the stars, and I just thought that was really cool. And then at the end, when she says "and made me," he kind of does a handstand and falls to the ground, and I just really thought that really paralleled exactly what Maya Angelou was saying in the video. Another part is when she said,
"I intend to use my energies constructively as opposed to destructively."
And when I personally think of destruction, I think of falling, I think of something that's no longer standing, I think of something that's collapsing, and that's exactly what the dancer did at that point. There were obviously different examples of this among the dancers in the video. Those were just a couple that I thought I would point out. So just to talk about a little bit of Kim's personal credibility. So Kim started off as a gymnast. She really enjoyed gymnastics. Well, her mother was actually a gymnast, so that's what got her into gymnastics, and she had to take some dance classes to help with her gymnastics, and she just fell in love from there. And then she ended up majoring in nursing, and then she just completely changed her major to dance and auditioned at a private school and got a full scholarship. I think she's pretty credible, in my opinion, just because of her personal background in dance, and also the fact that she has an entire program that she's running right now. So the emotions that I think she wanted us to grasp from this video was just to feel empowered as a unit and as people to just like think of each other and to think of basically outside of yourself, because you're not the only person on this earth. And especially during this time when there's a lot of division, there's a lot of issues going on about people not treating people like units and not treating people as humans, for things that they can't really help, like the color of their skin or their political affiliations or anything like that. So I believe Kim really wanted us to understand the importance of unity and to kind of like look back and reflect on our own actions, just like Maya Angelou did in her poem. And I think she was pretty successful at it. I really enjoyed getting to speak with Kim, and I cannot wait for the next speaker.